What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Bonnie Scotch. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel today. I wanted to bring you a live review for Tia Mowry's My Next Act, Season 1, Episode 2. I didn't think there was a whole lot going on to this episode, but the things that stuck out to me, I really do want to chat about. And I think it'll be a great live conversation as well. I'm really curious about you guys' thoughts about this particular episode because y'all know I can be opinionated. I can get up here and get the soapboxing. But anyway, before I get into the review, go ahead and hit the like button for me. When you hit the like button, not only is it a free way to support my channel, but it also lets YouTube know that I am here and that you all are rocking with my commentary. So YouTube starts to shoot my content out to other viewers just like you, an audience who ordinarily would not get an opportunity to connect with my channel. Now, if you happen to be catching me in the live, please feel free to jump in. Y'all know I'm responsive. I love to hear from y'all. I'm going to try to stay on track as much as possible. But when I see certain comments, I like to go in and jump in and, have my little side commentary. So definitely hit the like button if you are joining the live. Happy Sunday, everybody. I hope that everybody had a good weekend. I don't have a long weekend. Do y'all have a long weekend? If you do, I'm not hating. I'm really not. I'm happy for you. So cheers to you. I'm having my Heineken Zero. Okay. Cheers to everybody. This episode, I definitely have some thoughts about it. Again, it wasn't a whole lot going on, but it was just like, some things of note here. 6 people in the room. Thank you so much for being here with me. Go ahead and hit the like button. All right, let's go ahead and jump into it, y'all. Shall we? All right. So Tia is taking her wedding band to the jewelry to have it made into 2 separate pieces for her children. She is going to sort of transmute this energy into, these new pieces for her children, which I think is actually a really cool idea. Obviously you don't want to hold on to these bands in the same way that you have, but you can use it for something else. So I'm not mad at this at all. Tia says that she was raised to date to marry. And I think that, okay, like being super duper sheltered on one hand and then being raised to date to marry is another problem that women face, right? Not every man that you meet is going to be boyfriend material, let alone husband material. Hello? Y'all think every nigga that y'all hit it off with or have a spark with is supposed to be your husband, and that's not the case. Some are just fun. Some are just for play. Some are better suited as friends than they are as lovers. Raina is here. Hey, Bonnie, I haven't watched the show yet, but I'm here to support you. Raina, thank you so much. I really appreciate you so much. And I also really love to see your name down in the comments. So thank you. But I don't feel like you necessarily need to watch the show. Like a lot of this is gonna be like girl talk. You know what I mean? So it's just like you can jump in and add your 2 cents. It's not like a must see TV or anything like that. It's interesting because it's a little bit of a train wreck because it's just like, oh my God, like you have really been with the same person for like 22 plus years. That's crazy. That's wild. You know what I mean? Like you've been with the same person, like you don't know what you want, you don't know how to be. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, like I was saying, I feel like being raised to date to marry is detrimental. Again, some niggas are just for fun. Some niggas are just for play. And you have to have the discernment to know what type of person that you're dealing with. And not only that, I keep bringing this up, the vetting process. You have to have a vetting process. So you can't jump in expecting like everybody like some people are like friendship, but it will feel like, oh, maybe he could be my man. No, he's not gonna be your man. It's never gonna be that. Like he could just be a friend or whatever. But discernment is key. Discernment is key. So anyway, Tia's assistant, Sierra, has the idea for them to go speed dating together. Now, her assistant is really funny because like she makes sure she places herself to be in a position like front and center and on the camera. And I'm not mad at that. You know what I'm saying? Like she doesn't have a personality that's overbearing. Like sometimes I'm like, girl, relax. Like when she brought the wedding dress out and she's like, oh, we could potentially burn this. It's like, girl, calm down. But other times I'm like, okay, she's cool. So the assistant is growing on me. I think she's cool. But she very clearly wants to be, you know, a staple. She wants to be a main character. Fine, no problem. Okay, do your thing. So Tia is, you know, she's doing this speed dating session. She seems to have chemistry with one of the guys. Now, something that I'm noticing, right? I know Tia's in LA. Where are the black men? Where are the chocolate brothers? Like it was some Italian men, some Asian dudes. I saw a white dude. I saw a biracial. I'm like, okay, where the brothers? I wanted to see a little bit more variety. You know what I'm saying? Um, so in any case, she seems to have chemistry with one of the guys. He is a light skinned, well, he's giving me biracial. He has like this really big, wavy, curly hair. And she's saying that she's not interested in any of the men here. She wants somebody with tattoos and she wants somebody who's kind of a bad boy. Antonia, what's going on, baby? What's going on? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the chat. 8 of y'all are in the room with me. Go ahead and hit the like button. Okay. Free way to support the channel. Tia is saying that she wants somebody with the edge, somebody who's kind of a bad boy. Somebody with tattoos specifically. Um, um, she mentions this a few times, and it just makes me feel like it's so shallow, it's so hollow. What else is there that you want? It can't be that you just want a bad boy. Like what? And when we say bad boy, I want women to get really clear on what this means because you sound like a teenager. You sound childish, right? Here's the thing about like the bad boy thing. When you say bad boy, do you mean like somebody who's rough around the edges, somebody who's emotionally unavailable, somebody who's been in and out of jail? I want you to be clear about what that means. Somebody that you have to, like Rihanna said, fight with fight with fire to get close to them. What do you mean? It's just odd hearing that from somebody who's like 44 years old. I want somebody with tattoos. I want a bad boy. What? I don't know. I'm 37. I like nerdy guys. I like sweethearts. I like guys who are like really, really affectionate. Um, I like, and you guys know I'm bi. For those who don't know, for those who are new here, I'm bi, right? But when I'm talking about like guys, like I like a sweetheart. I like a nerdy guy. You know, I like somebody who likes to be at home and be like up under me, but also like when we need to go out and be among the people, like he knows how to be charismatic, and all of those things. I like somebody who's funny, who has a sense of humor, who is slow to anger, but like when it's time to turn up, he's gonna turn the fuck up. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, what does that really mean? Just say no to the bad boys. Exactly. I'm just like, I don't want to date somebody that I have to like fight for your affection. I have to like fight in any kind of way. Like, like, do you want like a certain kind of push and pull? A certain, like, I don't really understand what she wants. I don't feel like Tia really knows what she wants. Antonia says that Tia should go to a professional matchmaker or let one of her friends set her up or date one of her male friends. So, Antonia, have you been watching the show? Because she is having her friends kind of like help her on this process. Excuse me. And this is a sidebar conversation that I want us to put a pin in. You have to be careful, like, which of your friends you are allowing to set you up. Like, let's put a pin in that for a second, because I'm going to circle back to the friendship part, because I saw some things in this episode that were a bit alarming to me. Okay. So let me just jump back into my notes. So Tia is meeting up with Sierra, the assistant, and her other friend, whose name I forget. She's an actress, which I've never seen her in anything, but I'm not saying that she's not legit or not. I'm just saying I know she's an actress. I know that's her title, but I just don't I've never seen her in anything. So if you all have, you can drop down in the chat and let me know what all you have seen her in, and we'll show her some love. Okay, so Tia is meeting up with Sierra and her other friend for lunch, and she's sitting there and she's crying and she's saying, I really want love. And what is wrong with me saying I want love? I want someone to hold. Now, I don't think that there's anything wrong with wanting love, but the issue here is that there seems to be an air of desperation with Tia. It's just like, girl, you just got out of a marriage of 20 something years. Catch a breath, breathe. Just breathe. Take a beat. Take a moment. Get out there, have fun, date every once in a while. Get into your friends, get into yourself. What do you like? What are your hobbies? Who are you outside of having to cater to somebody in a relationship? Antonia says she is desperate. Just chill and have fun. That's my whole thing. Where do you get a moment to just be you without like having to perform in a relationship? Tia's energy is exhausting. Like, she's almost a little bit too on. Like, she has like a really forced laugh at sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, she's laughing at things, and I'm like, there's nothing. You know what? I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna be mean. Maybe that's just her personality. Maybe that's just her, but she just seems like a lot. She's a lot. She's a lot. Nothing wrong with loving yourself, but we all know people like that, unfortunately. Yes, we know people like that that cannot be alone for 2 seconds, cannot have a moment to just like breathe. It's like, God damn. And then you're jumping and you're swinging from relationship to relationship. And every minute, every other time I turn around, it's Heartbreak Hotel. Ooh, Nola. Nola says she's getting on my nerves. I'm struggling to watch the show. See, I was just like, is it just me? I'm like, has she always been this annoying? Antonia says this is the disadvantage of dating, of not dating, excuse me. This is the disadvantage of not dating during her teenage years. She needs to learn who she is again, and love will find her when she least expect it. I'm a big proponent of that. Like sometimes you just need to chill and really do your own thing. Okay, so I have some other notes here that I'm gonna breeze through really quickly, but I'm gonna get back to this comment in a second because I did take some notes about that, like as a tangential conversation. But the thing that you have to realize is that sometimes you can be so desperate for connection that you just let anyone and anything in, and you're doing more harm and more damage than when you just chill and just keep to yourself. And like sometimes you just gotta like take a beat at at the crib, like binge watch some TV, go out with your friends, go to brunch, like get deep into your craft, into your hobby bag, like figure out who you are outside of performing for a romantic relationship. So the little side conversation that I wanted to get into when I was watching this episode, there is a she does like tarot readings on YouTube. She's like a spiritualist. She is I can't remember where she's from. She might be damn, I don't want to say the wrong thing. She's some type of Southeast Asian. I cannot remember. Please forgive me. But anyway, her name is Amber Khan. I'm gonna leave her YouTube channel in the comments, and then I'll highlight it here for a little bit. Her name is The Quietest Revolution. The Quietest Revolution. I want to make sure I'm spelling that right because I got Juju Bay's name wrong one time, and I was so mortified when I was watching the live back. The Quietest Revolution. Okay, she's on YouTube. But she had a podcast, or I think she still has her podcast, but some years ago, when she first started doing her podcast, she had this episode called The Fountain. And I'm going to just quickly, briefly summarize it. This was many years ago, maybe a little bit before the panorama. But to briefly break down her it's like a guided meditation on self-love and whatever, right? The idea of the fountain is this: you want big things in terms of your dreams, your career, your relationship, and love, right? Her comparison is that if you go to a restaurant, right? You go to a really nice restaurant, you get all dressed up, you get swanky, you go out with your best Judies, your homegirls, everybody that you love, right? You go to the restaurant, you put in a big order. The big order is your prayers for, it could be your dreams, your goals, your vision, your career, your love, whatever it is. If you put in an order with the chef is God, you cannot expect that the chef is going to turn out everything that you want, a 6-7 course meal, within 5 minutes. It's a tall order. So you have to know that what you are asking for will take time. You want an undying love. You want an enduring love, and a love that will sustain you, right? A love that is everlasting. You can't put in a tall order with God and then be harassing God, harassing the chef, right? You're going to sit there in your pretty dress, in your cute outfit or whatever, with your homegirls, your homeboys, whatever, and y'all are going to sit and wait at the fountain. And the fountain is the place where everybody congregates, everybody's looking pretty, everybody looks good, everybody smells good, you're looking your best. And while you are waiting for your order to come out, the chef is like, okay, the guests, they're cool, they're chill. We're gonna send out some appetizers. We're gonna send out some courses. We're gonna send out some things, some drinks. Have fun. We're gonna surprise you with some other things on the menu. Thank you, Antonia. Antonia says, side comment, you look pretty. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm trying to experiment a little bit more with my makeup. I have so much makeup sitting around in the house, and I'm like, I need to use this. I'm a licensed cosmetologist, and like, for real, why am I not like giving a look? For real. Anyway, that's kind of the approach that I've had with love. I want a big love. I have big dreams and big visions, and I can't expect that it's going to be churned out in 5 minutes. The universe heard me, God heard me, my ancestors heard me. They're working on it. They're working. And there are times when I get confirmation that they are working. And I need to just trust that and not get impatient, right? And Tia is impatient with the process. And she's sitting there and she's crying, and she's crying a lot this episode. And it's a lot. And listen, I'm one of those people where I cry a lot too. I'm all about release that energy, get it out of you. She's going through a divorce. I get it. Get it out of you. Okay. So that's the theory around the fountain. You got a tall order, you got big prayers, put in your order with God, but just know that it's going to take some time. It will take some time, and that's okay. Have fun with your friends. Have fun. Do your thing. Look pretty. Do your part. But don't harass the chef. They heard you. They got your order. Okay? So we have a scene where Tia is meeting up with her business partner. Apparently she has, what did I type here? Because I be dictating my notes into my phone, so sometimes it has these typos. Okay, so she's meeting up with her business partner. Apparently she has a hairline. Now, I've never heard of this hair care line. Have any of you all heard of it? Have you all tried Tia's hair care line? I got to be honest with y'all. I wouldn't run and jump up to buy hair care from a person who is biracial, who has a biracial texture, who has like a 3A, 3B type of texture. Tia Mowry and Tracy Ellis Ross and these types of biracial women where it's like you could really throw anything in your hair and make it work for you. I want the 4C girls. Where are the 4C girls? No shade to Beyonce. I don't know that I need a Creole hair care line. Your hair is already a certain type of texture. You can get you know how like your hair kind of like starts to like take on a different type of texture when you color it, when you lighten it? Beyonce's hair clearly has that effect. She's been blonde for a while, so it's taken on that effect of she's got a very, very loose type of curl. I don't need the Creoles. I don't need the biracials to sell me hair care lines. I need the 4C dolls to tap in, to show me what you can do in the lab. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, but shout out to her. If it works for you, it works. I'm just reading y'all's comments, making sure that I see everybody in here. All right, we good. 11 people in the room. Shout out to y'all. Go ahead and hit the like button for me if you have not already. Okay. So Tia's assistant and her friend, the actress, I forget her name, they are setting up a date for Tia from this dating app that Tia used to be on. I forget the name of the dating app, but the friend reactivates it on her phone and she's like, I'm going to find you a man And they have this idea to sort of predate on Tia's behalf. So they're going to meet the men before Tia meets the men. And here's the thing about dating. You have to figure out what you like. This is not a process that your friends can go through for you. This is very childish. It's very like, I don't know. I just didn't understand. If you like somebody and you have chemistry with somebody, you just need to follow your own lead, your own heart, your own intuition. You know, like, I don't know if you all have experienced this, but like sometimes you be feeling a person and then your friend be like, "Ugh," you know what I mean? So you just have to feel out if you are really into that person yourself. Antonia says, I wish they had more products for 4C hair. Yeah, like I yeah. Hey, Mrs. Ginger Jordan, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping through. I appreciate you for being here. You know, when my regulars come in, I always get really excited to see y'all. So I really appreciate y'all for being here with me. Okay. So Antonia says that Tia is making this harder than what it is. She really is. You don't need to have your friends predate. You go through, you swipe. If you're feeling that person, have a little bit of conversation, feel it out, and then meet up in a public place. It's really not that big of a deal, right? So they are setting up for this date with Tia from this dating app, and they're meeting all of the men that Tia is potentially dating. Now, the friend is asking the assistant, Sierra, if it's aggressive to ask if these men have ever dated men. See, now you know that you're out of order because you're having to ask. Is it aggressive if I ask these men if they've ever dated men? You know you're out of order for that. I haven't heard Tia. Well, I could be wrong. So let me know if I'm wrong. But did Tia explicitly say that she has something against bisexual men or men who have, dated men, pansexual men? Because I'll be honest with you, I feel like you close yourself off and you're like, oh, I'll never date a bisexual man. Some of you already are. No shade. It's not that serious. And this is the homophobia that kind of like creeps in our community. It's like you want to police and dictate who other people are attracted to. It's like, are they attracted to you? If a person is attracted to you, truly, you can tell. A person being attracted to you should be your priority, not whether or not they've ever been with a man before. Maybe it's me, like I am bisexual, so I wouldn't be pressed if I encountered a bisexual man in the wild. I feel like I dated a man who was bisexual. He just didn't want to tell me that he was bisexual, but he had told me that he had been with a couple of guys before and that it was kind of just a one-off situation, and I wasn't bothered by it. I wasn't pressed because when we were together, I had no doubt that this person was attracted to me. I had no doubt at all. I just didn't like that kind of homophobic kind of tinge. I feel like, again, you limit yourself. Sexuality does not exist in a vacuum. In the same ways that, like, you could go out with your homegirls and I see a person and I'm like, ugh. And then my homegirl sees a person and she's like, ooh la la, and she's got the hard eyes and her eyes are jumping out or whatever, and her heart is pumping out. Attraction is it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just feel like you can't really help who you're attracted to, man or woman. And it's just like I feel like some women feel like, oh, if he's attracted to other men, like I'm always gonna be in competition with other men. You're in competition with other women because some of y'all are out here with these men that are dogging you out, cheating, giving you STDs, all these other things, running the streets with all these different women. And then you have a bisexual man who's really calm, really chill, very honest, telling you what it is, wanting to be committed or whatever the arrangement is. And you're so hang up on the fact that he could be attracted to other, like, it happens. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Like, I want us to like be a little bit more open. Like, it's a way to police somebody's masculinity. Like, oh, you're bisexual. Oh, you've been with other men. Like, what is it suggesting if you're not okay with them being with other men? Are you suggesting that they're less of a man for being with other men? Are you less of a woman for being with other men? Are they more effeminate to you? Are they more feminine to you for being with men or for being attracted to men? Is femininity derogatory in your eyes? Do you have an issue with your own femininity or do you have some type of internalized misogyny? Like, there are things that we could unpack there. Some of the questions were so crazy. They could have asked questions that allowed the men to have conversations. That was an interview. Exactly. It was it was interview style. Are we here for an interview? This is wild. And then there was one guy who, at the end, he was like, "Oh, I don't like to have my time wasted." He did get a little CUNTY a little bit, but I was with him too. It's like I value my time. I didn't expect to come here and be confronted with, two beautiful women nonetheless, but still. You can't help it. My toxic trait is that I see beauty and substance in everyone and everything. You sound a lot like me, Mrs. Ginger Jordan. I'm a lover and a comforter of souls. Be it woman, be it man, they, them, trans. Like, if I'm attracted to you, I'm just attracted to you, your spirit, your soul as a person. Like, it's not about genitals. It's really about your spirit. It's really about your soul. My girl XO Sham is in the building. What's going on, baby? Hey, just got here. Thought I would hate the show, but I actually enjoy the show. Tia has codependency issues that she needs to address. Major codependency issues. Girl, you just got out of this relationship. You have been single for 5 seconds and you are sitting here crying about how badly you can't stand to be alone. You're alone in your house. You know how many people will be jumping up and down, jumping for joy that they have alone time? Girl, let me tell you, my happiest times, my happiest, most peaceful times were when I lived alone. I lived alone from the time I was like 18 to maybe like 28. I had a nice, good, long stretch. And since then, it's been some form of roommates or family or whatever like that. But baby, my solitude, baby, I cannot wait to be alone. I be in here crocheting, watching TV, yell singing at the top of my lungs, walking around naked. I thrive in my solitude, so I really just don't understand this mentality. But anyway, child, let me get back into my notes, okay? So the guys come in, and immediately I recognize one of the men, this light skinned man. Now, before they even say that his name is Phil, I was like, there goes Phil from Martha's Vineyard Summer House. Excuse me. Now, for those of you who have watched Martha's Vineyard Summer House, you remember that Phil. He came a little bit later after the rest of the castmates, and everybody had set up in their rooms and everything like that. And he wanted a specific room. Somebody else was in that room, and he decided to go and put his things down in their room and take a shit in the toilet and leave it in the toilet without flushing it. And then went on to antagonize different house members. And then, it boiled over and it was a big confrontation, and they ended up kicking him out. And then they brought him back the next season, and they still did not want this guy around. So I'm like, oh, this guy Phil, he's really making his rounds on reality TV, isn't he? He was the one who said he was the entrepreneur. I said, AKA unemployment line, credit card decline. Antonia says Tia needs to take control of the dating process, not her friends. Exactly. Why are you having your friends date for you? How are you ever going to know what you like or what you want if your homegirls are out on the date for you? You need to actively be a part of this process. Exo Sham says she is very male identified. I love being alone. It's so calming. I've been through hell at the hands of men. Hell no. There it is. There it is. When I tell you, Exo Sham, I have felt so dysregulated in my body, so dysregulated in my nervous system, fucking around with some of these men. So dysregulated to the point where I'm like, clearly, I need to be out the game. Take me up out the game. It's nothing in these streets, y'all. There is nothing in these streets. The way these niggas move out here is wild. Exo Sham said Phil looked a mess to me. Shoes too big. Yeah. Yup, in my white tee. Like them franchise boys dressing like 2006. My best friend said the same thing about this nigga on Martha's Vineyard. He had the straight backs. He looked like 2003. Okay. It was given tall T down. The Uptowns, the Air Forces was too big for him. Why didn't they at least ask what his entrepreneurial business was? Why didn't they at least ask what his entrepreneurial business was? Her friends are not good vetters at all. I'm an entrepreneur. Oh, what type of business do you have? Entrepreneur could literally mean anything. Anyway, let me get back to the notes, child. So, Phil is a bum. We already know this. So just based off of how he was conducting himself in this pre-date, we already know that Phil is ignorant as hell. Just ignorant. I wasn't feeling any of these men, to be honest with you. And after watching this episode, again, the assistant, on first glance, she seemed annoying, but then I warmed up to her. And then the other friend, I was like, girl, I just felt like I didn't like the approach. I didn't like the approach at all. I felt like this episode turned into, it was kind of about them, and this is the Tia show. I want to see Tia involved in her own dating process. Oh, is that her name? I forget her name. Natasha thought he was rich because he said entrepreneur. I don't know how she could have thought that, because he looked kind of bummy when he showed up. It was like, what are you giving for real? I really didn't like this. And then there was a gentleman, another dude, who he was a little bit offended that Tia wasn't there. And he's like, you all are beautiful women, but I still would have preferred it if, I wasn't getting catfished, and they got a little bit offended by that, and they, were a little bit flabbergasted. And, he got a little bit rude. It wasn't anything like super atrocious, but I don't know. It was weird. It was weird. I feel like Tia doesn't know what she wants. For her to be like, oh, I want a bad boy. I want somebody with tattoos. Is that all there is to it? There are so many qualities in a man or in a romantic partner that you need to figure out before you get to like the physical attributes. Like they were so hung up on Phil being 6'6". It's like, girl, who cares? Those were the best options they could find, them franchise boys, Jersey Shore, and mini bootleg Maxwell. I was like, even the speed dating, it was all of these Italian men, the Asian guys, the white guys. I was like, where are the brothers? Are there no brothers in LA? It was just so strange to me, y'all. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep reviewing. I'm gonna keep showing up and watching the show. But Tia, I don't know what's going on with Tia. I I don't understand. I don't know what this girl wants for real. I really don't. If you wanna get back in the dating game, you have to be active. You have to be a player in the game. You can't send your friends out to date for you. We're not teenagers. We're not little girls. Like I didn't understand that. And then my thing is like it seemed as though they are trying to approach things from like under the guise of like, oh, I want to vet this guy and make sure that they can handle dating a celebrity. If they're acting weird or hung up on the fact that she's a celebrity, she'll be able to spot that out. She'll be able to know that. You know, and this is the other thing that Antonio was saying a little while ago about like, maybe finding a matchmaker, or I don't know. I just feel like you have friends, other, friends who are kind of like in these celebrity circles who know people can, or people who are famous adjacent or not pressed date, about dating a famous person where you can, figure this out. But just like picking up any bum on one of these dating apps, just I don't know. That doesn't seem like it's the smartest way to handle that. I don't necessarily think that somebody is going to come out and say, "Oh, I am pressed about dating a celebrity," but I think there are telltale signs where you'll be able to tell, you know what I'm saying, that somebody is not really used to dating somebody who is high profile or whatever the case is. Exo Shem says Tia and Tamara are strange to me. Their mom is Caribbean mom, Miami. I don't get their personalities. Really? I had no idea that their mom was from the Caribbean. Where in the Caribbean is their mom from? That's really interesting. Tia is stuck in teenager years when it comes to dating. She wasn't allowed to date until she was 18. So that's that. Yeah, it's very much giving Arrested Development. It's very much giving Arrested Development. There is a lack of maturity, and she's very unclear on what her own expectations are when it comes to dating. Again, like I feel like, you know, we treat, or not we, but I feel like a lot of people treat being alone or, solitude like it's the boogeyman. And it's really not. You really learn a lot. You really find out a lot about yourself when you're just cool, when you're chilling. You know what I'm saying? Like, they act a little aloof and their family seems super religious, but with a lot of common sense. For the girls that sheltered, it appears as though they were. It appears as though they really were that sheltered, just based on the way that they act. She should let Kerry Washington help her out. Are they friends? Because that actually sounds like a really fab idea. Yeah, have your famous friends, Essence Atkins, and the rest of the girls help you figure this out. Natasha, excuse me, and your assistant, I don't know that they are really the ones that need to really. I mean, they can be of support, but I'll be honest. Natasha has been on the camera quite a bit. She says she's an actress. It's giving. She needs something to do. She thinks like this is her side gig. She needs something to do. So she's always going to be here. She's always popping up. She's like, girl. And we know the deal with the assistant. She's your assistant. So she's going to be present. But Natasha gives me, like, I've never seen Natasha in anything. Again, y'all can drop. I'm not trying to be shady. Y'all can drop down in the comments and let me know what all y'all have seen her in, so we can support this queen. But I have never seen her in anything. Like, your friends who are actually famous, who are in the business, need to be helping you out. You know what? I didn't mean for this to be almost an hour, y'all. I thought I was going to jump in and out and give a quick little 30-minute tease, because it wasn't a whole lot going on to this episode except for the friend Natasha getting on my damn nerves. She was getting on my nerves, y'all. The homophobia was crazy. Exo Sham says grandma was born in Bahamas. So when you said Caribbean, I thought Bahamas. I honestly did think Bahamas. Antonia says that she needs someone on her level financially too. Absolutely. Grandma was born in Bahamas, but all the family, oh, excuse me, y'all, grew up in Miami. Beautiful dark-skinned women in their family. Really? I have not seen the women in their family, and now I'm curious. Gigi Bugs, what's going on, Gigi Bugs? Gigi says Tia is making my 65-year-old ass regurgitate. She needs to shut up and move on with her divorce graduation. She craves attention and being glorified. She needs to stop slandering Corey, period. Well, the thing is, too, Gigi Bugs, she was saying in this episode that there are times where she wonders if she should have even gotten a divorce. Thank you, Antonia. These are my tortoiseshell nails. I actually made these. I think I made these like a year ago or maybe 2 years. But these are hanging on by a thread. I've had these on for a few weeks and I need to make a new set tonight. I'm vlogging, so I'll probably vlog a little bit of, the new set that I make. I haven't found a design yet, but thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you. But the thing is, too, Gigi, with her and Corey, I never got the impression that they were compatible. I never ever did. Anytime I saw them on camera together on screen, excuse me, he always seemed like he was really annoyed and over her. And her personality is a lot. Her personality I find to be exhausting. I really, really do. It seems as though he felt that way. And I'm like, Corey, you married her and you are so, like, it just seemed like he was always so annoyed by her. So I never really, I never got the impression that they were happy together. She should have went to Devon Franklin. He divorced Megan Good. Um, that pastor dude, right? I don't know a whole lot about him. Is Tia like a super Christian, churchy, like church involved person? I'm not really sure. But what's going on, Jessica? And shout out to the 13 people in the room. Go ahead and hit the like button for me if you have not already. Exosham says, I think she thought the grass was going to be greener on the other side. She got bored with Corey, but she didn't realize there's P and E. coli in the dating pool. Exactly. Um, I'm a huge proponent. If you're not happy, get out. If you're not happy, get out. And sometimes, ugh, the grass, okay, it's about perspective, right? Because the grass can be greener if you actively are like wanting to work on like how can I get to a place where I am loving on myself as hard as possible. I don't feel like she is in act like she's active in this process of self-love. She is active in the process of I have to find romance and a lover at all, like even if it means self-betrayal. And this is the part that I think is a little bit sticky because if you want love at all costs, at the cost of yourself, then you're gonna have a hard time. You're really gonna come against a lot of friction. If you're willing to self-betray for love, then what's it really worth? Can you even really call it love at that point? Corey always looked annoyed and drained or upset. He barely smiled. Exactly. And I pointed that out in my first review. Like he never looked happy around her. Honestly, T is corny crying, then laughing, and vice versa. She cycles in and out a lot of different emotions. She's crying, she's laughing. She's laughing at times when nothing funny was said. I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? It just seems like really extra. That's true. She always took over the conversation and made him feel overwhelmed. I did see a clip one time. I guess they were on this show called, I can't remember what it was called. Like it was a show about Black love, all these different couples. And I remember he was talking and she kind of interjected to say something. And I feel like maybe she does it all the time and he doesn't like it. And he was like, I'm talking. And hi, Bubba. Sorry, my dog wants to go outside really quick. Give me 1 second, y'all. Okay, Bubba, one moment. Okay, like I was saying, it seemed pretty innocuous in the moment, like when she interrupted. Like it didn't seem like that big of a deal. Like she was just trying to add to the conversation, but I'm like, is he being mean or is it that she interrupts him a lot and then he was just like, stop doing that? Um, XO Sham says, I think she wanted to explore, not saying she wouldn't have left that. Just her reasoning may have been a little skewed. She may have wanted to explore. Yeah, that's valid. Corey was raised by a single mother that instilled old school values in him. His mom died. He is a narcissistic woman that always needed control. Just watch all of their old YouTube videos. Really? So I am not familiar with their YouTube content, but I'm definitely willing to check it out and see, what was happening. Um, Tia is a lot, but I'm not gonna let Corey off the hook either because I don't know. For me, if I'm with a person who's like really, really bubbly and I know that that gets on my nerves, I'm not going to be with a person that gets on my nerves. So I'm just curious, like, what was the draw with these two people? What was the attraction with these two types? Because it seemed like their personalities clashed. It seems like their personalities went against each other. Exo Sham says, I think she's obsessed with perfection and keeping up appearances. Absolutely. Absolutely, I can see that. Keeping up appearances, and she's like, oh, everybody thought that we were perfect. She said that in the first episode. And I'm like, who thought that? Because anytime that ever seen them together, I was always uncomfortable just watching them. I had always been uncomfortable. He just always seemed like he didn't care to be in the space. Like she was always getting on his nerves. Now, she gets on my nerves, but I'm not her friend and I'm not her lover. Like, if I know something about somebody's personality grates me, I'm not going to go out of my way to like try to be in close proximity to them. So I'm just like, we're getting messy tonight. The girls are getting messy. Well, she picked him up on the bus stop. That was a mess right there, LOL. I have heard this bus stop story. Oh my God. So give me the rundown on the bus stop. So I know they were really young, but like I think she was driving her car and she saw him and she picked him up and gave him a ride. That was the story, right? Exo Sham, you are a cold piece. It's okay to grow apart and want a divorce. It's the way she did everything. People grow apart and move on. Yeah, I think that people grow apart and, you know, there is so much going on with you as a person in your own individual evolution. Doing that alongside somebody is not easy, right? And trying to keep your dreams and goals kind of parallel to each other. And sometimes y'all are going to go like that, you know? So that's real. Ooh, Antonia said something here. She is the head of the household, so that probably caused some issues too. I could see that. I could definitely see that. I feel like this is a thing that men rub up against because they feel like they are supposed to be the provider in the situation and they have to make the most money. But I do want men to get to a place where it's like, okay, one thing that we know for sure, we know that we are living in a time and in a space where Black women are out earning their spouses. They are out earning their partners. Black women are also among the most educated in this country, among the most ambitious. Black women are leading the charge when it comes to like business and entrepreneurship. You have to be confident in who you are. You have to be established in your own foundation to date a Black woman. It's no longer going to cut it to just be able to make more money than your woman. You have to really, because who are you without that? A lot of these women, just want companionship. They want a nigga who is emotionally intelligent. You don't even like some of the requirements that I hear women like don't even be having like these super crazy high standards like that. They just want somebody who like emotionally they can come in and touch base with. It's like, oh, Jessica A says they were at an audition for a new they were at an audition for a movie of some sort, and Tia and Tamara saw him after the audition, goes to the bus stop, and they decided to give him a ride home. Okay, so they were all at an audition and he was riding the bus. Okay, Bubba, are you in or out? I'm sorry, y'all. My dog is coming back in. Give me 1 second, y'all. Why do you have to run everywhere? You don't have to run. Okay, y'all. But yeah, that's pretty much all that I had for my notes. So Shem, you are cracking me up tonight. She says, "Do you have a brain? Do you have a heart? Do you have courage?" Shout out to the Wizard of Oz. Yeah, like the thing is, for me too, right? I don't give a damn how much money you make. If you are annoying me, I'm gonna get rid of you. If you're not doing what you're supposed to do, I'm gonna get rid of you. Emotional unawareness, I'm gonna get rid of you. Right? Do I expect you to be able to take care of your business financially? Sure. Yes. But Black women specifically need to get right with the idea of like, you may be making more money than your nigga. Now, what type of man do you want to have around you in that event? Do you want somebody who is secure and stable in their own foundation, who's like, oh, my woman makes more than me. It's no tea. I contribute. I do what I need to do. You get what I'm saying? Some men are very insecure about that. Some men are going to make you feel guilty about your success. Some women are sleeping with the enemy right now. Some women are with a man who resents them for their success. Some women, speaking from experience, right? You'll get with a person and they will love all of these different qualities about you, right? They'll love that you're ambitious. They'll love that you're charismatic. They love that you're talented. They love your work ethic and that you work hard and that you have all of these dreams and goals and all of these things. Right? And then you let them into your world, you let them into your space, and then the insecurity starts to jump out, the loser starts to jump out, right? And their issues with their own work ethic, with their own confidence and whatever they got going on, they want to project that onto you. So now it is your burden that this motherfucker ain't got nothing going on for themselves, that they ain't got no kind of work ethic. Now they are wanting to make you feel insecure for everything that you have worked for. And the very same reason, the very things that they were attracted to you about in the beginning, that you're ambitious, that you're sensitive, that you are talented, that you're creative, those are the very same things that will make them insecure. Those are the very same things that they will turn around and resent you for. Ask me how I know. That is the type of person who will stop at nothing to destroy you. Now they will make it their business to tear you down. Not work harder, not be more ambitious. Now It's about you. Ask me how I know. I'm not going to get into all of the dirty details, but these niggas will really try to take you out the game. They really will. And all you are doing is just living your life and being artistic and creative and just trying to do your thing. Just trying to be you, doing what you got to do, like Brandy. And whatever insecurities are stirred up in them, they will try to humble you. When you are that bitch, when you are that girl in real life, these niggas will try to humble you. How solid are you in your foundation? Anyway, y'all, I didn't mean to be in here chatting for an hour and some change. Y'all know how we get when we get into our little conversations. Okay? I am going to jump out of here. I love y'all so much. I'm praying that y'all have a good start to your week. I hope y'all had a good weekend. I hope y'all got some rest. Okay? And child, what am I about to get into? I need to figure out what I'm eating, watching Potomac in a couple of hours. And yeah. Raina Gibson says, we love you. I love you back. Thank you, Raina. I love you too. I can make more, but it can't be a huge difference because an insecure man is a dangerous man. So dangerous. Like, you have to be so careful of who you allow into your orbit. Jennifer, what's her name? That actress. Oh my God. The older lady. Jennifer Lewis. Jennifer Lewis. She had some interview years ago where she was saying how she was with this man, right? She was with this dude. And she loves trees. She's crazy about trees. She's like obsessed with trees. And she was saying how she was passing by some really huge, beautiful tree. And she was telling her man, she was like, oh my God, look at this tree. It's so amazing, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, so it's just a tree. And she was like, that was the moment she knew that he was a hater and that she needed to get out of the relationship. It's like, even if you are not into it, I mean, you know, everybody's not going to nerd out about everything that you nerd out about. But like, if your lover, somebody that you care about, like, is nerding out about something, get excited with them. Be like, oh, damn, that is a really dope tree or what. You know what I'm saying? Like, be interested along with them. That's love. That's how you know you really love a person. Like, the things that interest and excite them excite you. It's not, oh, that's just a tree. It's that excites my partner. Like, a real nigga is gonna, like, I don't know, look up some type of date where y'all can go plant trees together. Well, I don't know, something. If I know that my boo is obsessed with trees, I'm gonna figure out like some tree related activity that me and my boo could do. That's just the type of lover that I am. And I don't have to care about it. It's enough that you care about it for me to care. That's what I'm talking about. So Exo Shem says I almost said something, but I'm gonna be good. No, say it. My girl, much love. Glad I caught another live. I am so glad that you guys hung out with me tonight. Thank you so much, Catchy C. I always have so much fun getting on these lives with y'all. I feel like I'm getting better at my live reviews. But a part of the live review too is I actually like interacting with you all. I enjoy that part of it. I was just going to say that also applies to values. Absolutely. Absolutely. The values that you care about your partner should, I mean, y'all should be equally yoked in that way. I had a man when I plopped down on my bed with outside clothes. He had to go, yeah, don't sit your ass down on my bed with your outside clothes. A part of that is upbringing. You know, us Caribbeans call it brought up see. Well, you don't have no brought up see. How were you raised? Like even when I come in from outside, I'm not like I don't even like to wear my outside clothes on the couch. You know what I mean? T Hutch says, I'm a writer and a horror movie fan and found out where they recorded Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And my husband drove me 2 hours just to look at it and take pictures. He doesn't care about it, but I do. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I mean. He knows that it was something that you liked, something that you were into. Mom, can you turn back on that light, please? Thank you. He knew that it was something that you were into, and he made sure that we taking this road trip, boo, and we're gonna nerd out together. Or you're gonna have your moment, your time. Like this is see, I love to read and I love to hear that y'all are being loved on the way that y'all truly deserve and not crumbs, not settling for the crumbs that these niggas want to give y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's why can I say words? Reciprocation. Exactly. It is reciprocation. It's all about the reciprocity. It's all about that. Y'all get it. Y'all get me. But again, we could talk about this all night. We get into it all night, child. But I just thought I would get up here and hang out with y'all, do a quick live. Now that I'm up here, I low-key don't want to go. But it's 7 o'clock. I do need to eat dinner. I need a plan for my week as well. I'm so mad that it's not a long weekend for me. I am so upset. I went into work Friday thinking that it was going to be a long weekend. I was hyped. Ugh, a bummer. A bummer. All right. All right. But I'm going to get out of here for real. I love y'all so much. I pray that y'all have a good week and that it's productive and that it's everything that y'all need it to be. And do something nice for yourselves. If you did something you're proud of recently, please celebrate yourself. Celebrate yourself. You know, it's fall. Personally, I have been feeling, you know, my depression kitty, she's peeping her head around the corner, and I'm just like, girl, I don't have time to entertain depression kitty, but I'm just trying to do what I need to do to just like stay in good spirits, stay creative, celebrate the wins, child. So anyway, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Have a good night. Hey, Jessica. Did I say hi to you already? Sorry if I did and I forgot. Bye. Mwah. I love y'all. Peace.